UFC Vegas 15 takes place this weekend, headlining Renato Miocano versus Chris Duncan, and I'm going to give you my full picks and predictions for the full fight card, so let's get into it. First fight of the night. Honestly, I didn't do much research. I know that Dakota Hope is making his debut in the UFC, and Kai Kamata is having his second stint in the UFC. He was originally in the organization, and I think he went like 1-2, 2-3, something like that. And then he got cut, and that was like in 2020, 2022, around there. So he got re-signed, and he's making his quote-unquote debut again, his second run in the UFC. And yeah, I mean, I gotta go with Dakota Hope. I think that he's just a more well-rounded fighter. He's 11-1 on the UFC website. It says 0-0, but he's 11-1, and that one loss coming via decision. And yeah, I think Dakota Hope should be able to get it done against Kai Kamaka. Like Kai Kamaka, I don't really see anything special, anything extraordinary from him, especially in lightweight. Lightweight is a Shark Tank of a division, so I have to go with Dakota Hope. I just think, like I said, he's just going to be the more well-rounded fighter. Next up, we've got Dione Barbosa versus Melissa Gatto. Now, I think this is going to be a really easy fight to break down, just because Dione Barbosa is just a BJJ nerd, She wants to take you down, hold you down there, submit you, and just ride out a decision for the most part. And Melissa Gatto is the more well-rounded fighter. She can strike, she can kickbox, and she can defend takedowns and take you down. So I gotta go with Melissa Gatto just because I think she should be able to defend the takedowns and just piece up Barbosa on the feet. And even if she wanted to take Barbosa to the ground, I think that she is the better fighter on the ground. So anywhere this fight goes, I favor Gatto to win this fight. But I gotta go with Melissa Gatto to win, and I think she's gonna win via decision, like most women's fights. And that kind of bit me in the ass because we saw what happened last week with a whole bunch of female finishes. But I highly doubt this fight's gonna, be a finish. So I'm picking Melissa Gatto to win via decision. Next up, we got Azamat Bakoyev versus Tresean Gore. Now, and before I break this fight down, I gotta say that a lot of these fights are mismatches, man. They're feeding a lot of these, better fighters to like trash fighters, and this is one of them. Now, Azamat Bakoyev, really good fighter, really good middleweight. And, I mean, I'm talking about Bakayev, right? He's very, very well-rounded, has a lot of potential. And Tresean Gore, this guy's just a fucking punching bag, man. This guy cannot defend a strike to save his life. No head movement. I mean, you know what Tresean Gore is? He reminds me a lot of Patchy Mix. Just no head movement, just there to get punched, there for a paycheck, I guess. And yeah, I mean, Tresean Gore's not even UFC material, UFC caliber. So I don't even know how he's not cut. I thought he was gonna get cut in his last performance, in his last fight. So easy fight to predict. I got Azamat Bakoyev to win via decision. And that's the only thing good about Tresean Gore, is that he's got a chin. He can take damage. So, yeah, I mean, that's the only bright side on Gore. But, yeah, I got to go with Azamat Bakoyev to win via decision. Next up, we've got Alice Pereira versus Haley Cohen. And a lot of people thought that Alice Pereira was Alex Pereira's sister. It's not the case. Alex Pereira's sister is going to be fighting in the Netflix card. And, yeah, but let's break down this fight. So, Alice Pereira, a lot of hype behind her, and I'm kind of with that hype, man, to be honest. Her last, her debut fight, not a really good showing, but I think that's just the UFC. But I think that's just the UFC jitters. Most people that make their UFC debut tend to lose. Just a whole different factors. But I think that's the main reason why Alice lost, was because of UFC jitters. I think that this is going to be a lot better performance. And yeah, I mean, and Haley Cohen, I mean, she's kind of aging, never been anything in the division, kind of like a stepping stone for most fighters. And I think this is what that is. It's going to be a stepping stone for Alice Pereira. So give me Alice Pereira to win via decision again. Next up, we've got Lando Venata versus Darius Flowers. Man, this fight, I mean, great content that the UFC is putting out, man. Amazing content. Um, Lando Venata, this guy has not fought in a couple years. This guy's been on ice, and he's going up against Darius Flowers, who's, I don't know how he's still in the division, or even in the UFC. I mean, I don't know how this guy's in the UFC. Has never won in the UFC, and yeah. So we're basically going up against a guy that doesn't belong in the UFC in Flowers, in my opinion, and a guy in Lando Venata that's been on ice for about, I think, a year and a half, 2 years. So I mean, that basically tells you what you got to know. Darius Flowers, nothing to write home about. And Lando Venata, I mean, in my opinion, if you were to put these guys in their prime, Lando Venata beats Darius Flowers easily. Um, Man, this is a hard fight to predict. I mean, you guys know that I don't really like picking guys that have been on ice. But Darius Flowers isn't. I mean, he's not UFC caliber. So just because you're not UFC caliber, I gotta go with Lando Venata. I think he should be able to win. Yes, he's been on ice, but he's proven himself to be, to belong in the UFC. I wouldn't say to be like top 10 or anything, but he belongs. I mean, we can't forget the fight he had against Tony Ferguson. So there's that. So I gotta go Lando Venata to win, and I think he should be able to get a finish. Darius Flowers is you know, kind of a bum. So we'll see. So I think I'm gonna say Lando Venata to win via KO TKO in round 2. Next up, we've got Alessandro Costa versus Stuart Nickel. Now, two guys, again, nothing to write home about. Stuart Nickel doesn't belong in the UFC. Like I said, a lot of these guys, man, a lot of these fights are just layup fights. A lot of like bummy fights, to be honest. And this is another. I got Alexandre Costa. I think he's just a more well-rounded fighter. Stuart Nickel, kind of a bum, trash can, doesn't belong in the UFC, and that's that. I mean, not really much to break down. Alexandre Costa just has everything, man. Has kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, grappling, can win via anything. And yeah, so I'm going to go with Alexandre Costa to win, and fuck it, man. I mean, they're bummy fights, no, don't matter. So I'm going to say Alexandre Costa to win via submission, round 2. Next up, we got two blobs, man. We got Hellream Pat versus Thomas Peterson. Now, this fight's kind of entertaining compared to everything else. This is, gonna be entertaining because someone's going out, in my opinion. So we got Pat. We're just gonna call him Pat. And this guy, really good at stand-up, really good striking. The only downside on Pat is that he can't defend a takedown to save his life. We saw that. He got grappled to oblivion against a bum. He could not stand up. And he's going up against Thomas Peterson. And Thomas Peterson has really good grappling wrestling. This guy will hold you down, throw a couple ground and pound. But it's primarily just looking to decision you via his grappling. So there's that. The only downside to Peterson, in my opinion, is that his gas tank's kind of questionable. It's kind of failed him in a couple of his fights. He's tend to gas later in round 3 or early in round 3. So, I'm picking Thomas Peterson to win this fight. I'm only thinking that if it goes into round 3, it's going to get kind of scary because I'm expecting Peterson to kind of gas, kind of be tired. And Pat should be able to work, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. But I got Thomas Peterson to win. Let's say sub. I'm saying he's going to get a sub in round 2. Next up, opening up the main card. Now we got some more interesting fights in the main card. We got Jose Delano versus Robert Rucella. Now, Robert Rucella, really good striking and really good kickboxing, to be honest, but his grappling and takedown defense is kind of struggling, in my opinion, especially against the guy in Jose Delano. Now, Jose Delano is coming from the Contender Series, and this guy's pretty good, very well-rounded, showed a lot of potential, and I'm really high on this guy, and I think that he's going to win. I think that this is going to be a relatively easy fight just because he's going to test out the striking, and I think he should be really good on the striking. I think he's the better striker in my opinion. But if it gets messy on the feet, he's going to be able to take down Richella to the ground and do his thing. And this guy does look for finishes. He's going to look for some ground and pound, some submissions. And yeah, so I think that Jose Delano should be able to win this any way possible. KO, submission, decision, any way he wants. But my official pick is Jose Delano to win. And I'm going to say a KO TKO. Let's say round 3. Because this fight's going to be interesting. It's going to be one of the better fights on the card. So, yeah. Next up, we got Tommy McMillan versus Milano Zucchini. So, another bummy fight, another layup fight. Honestly, I don't even know who the hell Milano Zucchini is, that guy. It's like a fucking creative character, dude. I don't know who that guy is. Never seen him in the UFC. Who knows, man. But Tommy McMillan, also coming from the Contender. And this guy's showing a lot of potential. A lot of people calling him Sean O'Malley 2.0. And yeah, I mean, I like this kid. He's really good kickboxing. And like I said, another layup fight, another stepping stone. Tommy McMillan should be able to get this done fairly easily. I'll be surprised if it goes into round 2. So I got McMillan via KO in round 1. I think this should be very, very easy. I'll be surprised, like I said, if it goes into round 2. But yeah, Tommy McMillan to win via KO, round 1. Next up, we got Ethan Ewing versus Rafael Estevan. Now, like I said, another the main card has the better fights on this card, and this is one of them. Now, Ethan Ewing, we saw what he did in his debut against Malcolm Wellmaker. Absolutely obliteration. And that's crazy, man. You know, to be able to come in your debut and dominate a guy that's everyone was high on, including myself. That pretty insane, man. And he's going up against Rafael Estevan. And Rafael Estevan, very, very well-rounded, man. This is going to be a really tough fight to predict. And Estevan is undefeated. Obviously, Ewing has 2 losses. But we also got to note that Rafael is coming up in weight. He's moving up a weight class. And he's got that lighter man skill. You know, the gas tank, he never really seen him gas, but it might be, you know, it might come into question because he is moving up, you know, carrying all that extra weight might gas you out a little bit longer, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I think that he should be able to hold his own. I think his gas tank should, you know, hold. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I love Ethan Ewing. I love what he did in his debut. But I think Rafael is just going to be too much, a little too much. I think that Rafael is going to be, you know, a step ahead of him. And yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a 29-28, maybe a split, but I'm picking Rafael Estevan to win. And I think it's going to be decision. You know, 2 very, very high level guys, not ranked obviously, but they're really, really good prospects, you know, guys to keep an eye out. So yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm going with Rafael Estevan to win via decision. I think he should stay undefeated. Next up, we've got Abdul Rakim I don't even know how to say that. Yakayev. We're just going to say Abdul. So Abdul versus Brenson Habero, another stepping stone, man. Don't know how he's still in the UFC. This guy should have been cut like 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. This guy's a trash can. No gas tank. Nothing to offer. And yeah, so I'm picking Abdul to win via KO, TKO. I think that he should be able to get it. I think he should be able to get it done against Brenton Ribeiro. So yeah, not really much to break down. Like I said, a lot of these fights, trash can fights. So yeah. Next up, the co-main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Virna Jandiroba versus Tabatha Ricci. I don't know how Virna Jandiroba fell off, man. I thought she was going to win the title, honestly. But she obviously didn't. And they're feeding her to Tabatha. And honestly, I think that Tabatha is going to win this fight. Just because Virna doesn't really have any striking. She's not good on the feet. The only, really, really good thing that she's got is her grappling and wrestling. And Tabatha Ricci, I don't think that she's on the level, but I think she can hold her own. I think she will be taken down, but she should be able to get back up. And on the feet, I mean, Tabatha, nothing to write home about. She throws a lot of like punches in the air, not really landing, but to the judges, it looks good. And yeah, I mean, and not even that, not just that, but Tabatha Ricci wins a lot of decisions that she really doesn't deserve to win, or doesn't deserve to win, you know, in a really, really close fashion. So, yeah, I mean, I got to go with Tabatha Ricci. I think that she should be able to defend the takedown and just piece up Virna Jandiroba on the feet. You know, most of those punches are punching at air. You know, Casper's getting pieced up, that's for sure, but I don't know about Virna. But yeah, I mean, Tabatha Ricci should be able to get it done, and I'm going to say via decision, another decision. And this is going to bump up Tabatha Ricci a whole lot, because I think Virna is like top 5 around there. So yeah, good for Tabatha Ricci. Should be able to get it done. All right, boys. Main event of the evening. We've got Renato Miocano versus Chris Duncan. Now, I like Renato Miocano. Who doesn't, man? Money Moik. But this guy's at the tail end of his career, man. I don't think he's really focused on MMA that much. He's got businesses. He's got a gym. He's got that Bitcoin that, you know, he loves to talk about. And I think that Chris Duncan wants it, man. I think that this guy wants it. He's been talking all fight week that he's going to KO Renato Miocano in round 4. And I believe him, man, because, like I said, I think Renato Miocano is kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and at the tail end of his career. So with both of those things coming into factor, not really a good look. And I mean, also, Renato Miocano is like 36, 37. So that's not helping. And Chris Duncan's like 32, coming into coming into his own. So I have to go with Chris Duncan. I think that Chris Duncan should be able to get it done via KO. I believe him. I think he should be able to get it done via KO. He says round 4. I'm gonna say early. I think he should be able to get it done in round 2. It's obviously a 5-round fight, but I think he should be able to get it done early. Renato Miocano's chin's kind of questionable. Like I said, I mean, he's mainly looking to take you down and beat you up, kind of BSD style. So that's what he's looking to do. But I think that Chris Duncan should be able to defend the takedown and just piece up Miocano on the feet. Miocano's striking isn't really high level, you know. And yeah, so I got to go with Chris Duncan to win via KO. I'm going to say round 2. So yeah, boys, those were my picks and predictions for the full fight card UFC Fight Night. Renato Miocano versus Chris Duncan. And yeah, until next time.